Spring is right around the corner, and that means that it is time to prepare for those upcoming holidays. Hello everyone, Miss Carrie here. If you love making interactive cards that bring a little extra joy, you're going to love this project. We'll be using a few of my favorites from This Calls for Confetti. These adorable bunny clay shapes are perfect for a spring-themed card. I'm also loving the bunnies die set. I used this one on my recent Instagram hop project. Make sure you check that out. For my sentiment, I'm going to use the Spring is Sprung hot foil plates. I'll be walking you through this project step by step, sharing tips for hot foiling, ink blending, and assembling a shaker element. As I create this project, I'll bring in a few additional supplies. I always encourage you to use what you have, but if you would like a list of the supplies I'm using, one has been provided for you in the details below, along with my link to the This Calls for Confetti shop. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and comment below if you enjoy making shaker cards. All right, let's get started. For today's project, I have cut 6 of the small bunny shapes from white cardstock using the bunnies die set. I've also pre-cut a window card panel using a circle punch. You can recreate this panel with dies or a cutting machine. These are 2-inch circles spaced about a 1/2 inch apart, and I left room at the bottom for our foiled sentiment. Our card will be horizontal orientation. It's just vertical in this part of the video so that it fit with all the rest of the supplies. To layer behind this panel, I have another piece of white cardstock. Both of these card layers are sized at 3 inches by 8 inches. Lastly, I have some acetate to create my shaker and a piece of cardstock to back my shaker element. Let's start with the foiling. I'm using the Spring is Sprung foil plate and a gorgeous silver foil with a subtle iridescent sheen. I have cut down the foil to the size that I need for my card. For this project, I'm using the words Happy and Easter. I'm going to try to foil these at the same time. So I am going to line them up on my card base and tape these down to avoid any shifting. Off to the side here, I have my Spellbinders Glimmer machine, and it is heating up. That little light will turn green when it is ready for me to use. Now, most people place the hot foil plates onto that Glimmer base, let them heat up, then they lay down the foil and their cardstock. When I'm using small sentiments like this, I always end up with some ghosting and my sentiments shift, which is why I like to tape them in place. All right, now that everything is tacked in place, I'm going to pick this entire piece up and place it on the hot plate with the foil sentiments facing down. Now I'm going to press the timer button. I'm going to set my top plate and spacer over the top while it's heating. This just adds a little bit of pressure. When this is finished heating, I'm going to remove this from the platform and place it into my P6 machine. Now, this is the part where I often end up with shifting or ghosting of my hot foil material. When I'm removing this plate, it usually causes a little bit of movement on my project, and that's why I prefer to tack everything down with some tape. Now we're going to carefully peel away the foil to reveal that beautiful Happy Easter sentiment. Isn't that just gorgeous? The next step is to add some color to our background. I'm going to bring in my front panel and use it to mark where the circles are. This is going to help me know where I need to add the colors of ink. I'm going to start with Kitsch Flamingo and add a small amount of pink in this first area here. I'm going to blend this color in a soft circular motion, keeping it light and airy. To add a little sparkle, I'm going to bring in a stencil and use the same ink to create a tone-on-tone effect. The next color I'm going to bring in is Squeezed Lemonade, which is a lovely bright yellow. I think this color here is the original color of those little marshmallow bunnies that we all enjoy, or maybe it's the little ducks. All right, once again, I'm going to go over this with the stencil, just to add a little bit of texture here. And then I'm going to bring in some tumbled glass to that last panel. The Kitsch Flamingo, Squeezed Lemonade, and Tumbled Glass Distress Oxides remind me of all the colors of those classic marshmallow bunnies and chicks that we enjoy at Easter. Primary colors like red, yellow, and blue are always a great combination for any card, and these pastel tints work beautifully together. Adding this extra bit of stenciling makes the background pop while keeping it subtle. All right, now we're going to start assembling the shaker portion of the card. I'm going to start by placing one of these bunnies in the centers of the circles. I am laying down that front panel as a guide and popping them down with some foam tape. I am adding a generous amount of foam tape to prevent some of those little clay bunnies from falling behind these elements. Now we're going to glue our acetate onto that window panel. And then we're going to place down some foam tape to create our shaker wells. I'm going to be using 3 colors of the clay bunnies in each of these circles. So I need to create a barrier around each of these windows with this foam tape. I'm using a 2mm foam tape. If you wish to have a thinner shaker card, you could use a 1mm instead. Now this is going to take me a little bit of time to get all the foam tape down, so I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead so that I can show you the next process in this card making project. So now that I have created these shaker wells with my foam tape, I'm going to add these adorable clay bunny shapes from This Calls for Confetti. I'm going to bring in some anti-static powder and place this onto the cardstock to prevent any of those clay bits from sticking. Here in our dry environment, the acetate and the paper often gets staticky, and this powder prevents that from happening. Now I'm going to place my little clay bunny bits onto each circle. This is going to take me a little bit of time to divide them up, and a wax pencil tool comes in handy for this process. Once everything is in place, I'm going to push the bunnies towards the center, and then I'm going to lay my front panel over the top. I have already removed the backer from the foam tape of this front panel, and I'm going to add just a little bit of glue to the foam tape. Sometimes the foam tape doesn't stick over Distress Oxide inks, or if I got any of the anti-static powder in this area, it will negate the adhesiveness. The glue just adds a little bit of extra security to make sure that everything sticks in place. Now for the finishing details. I'm going to add a second set of bunnies with some 1mm foam tape for extra dimension. Once these are in place, I'm going to use some embroidery thread in coordinating colors to add some little bows for each bunny's neck. You could also use some tiny pom-poms for bunny tails. or add some bows to the ears for a cute girly touch. You could also use some glossy accents on the bunnies to make them stand out even more. I love how these little details bring some extra charm to the card. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below if you're going to try this technique. And there you have it. Our adorable Easter shaker card is complete. I just love the way the bunnies move inside those circles. Before we go, here are a few close-up shots of the finished project. Make sure you check out the description below for a full supply list and links to the This Calls for Confetti shop. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions about this project or the supplies I used, feel free to post those in the comments below. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.